signed on for the tune of $2.2 million that I'm still on the hook for this to this day. I signed Henry Cerny. I signed Danielle Campbell. I signed Joshua Jackson. Is that the... Wait, that's... I always get his name wrong. Whichever one is the one that was in Twilight. I signed him. Nathan Parsons. I had a contract out for Michelle... Was it Pfeiffer? No, not the one with the funny... No. Oh, I can't remember. Anyway... Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer. I think Michelle Pfeiffer is the one that I had a contract out for. But $2.2 million, and they're called pay or play contracts. So that meant that if Irene Singleton from Walking Dead was one of those, so was one of the ladies from the lady who played the Sharon Conley, the one who played the investigator in the Blind Side of the for the NCAA or whatever the hell it was. That lady was signed for it too. Sloane Siegel was signed to it. I had a cast of like 60 people, and there was at least 7 contracts that are called pay or play contracts, which means I have to pay them regardless. Not a single one of those people has ever come after me. You want to know why? Because when I talked to their fucking agent, she told me, Fancy, this happens. Jaws lost funding 3 times while in production. Good Will Hunting took however many years to make, and that was Robin Williams, Ben Affleck, and fucking Matt Damon. Baby, it happens. We were not going to come at you. Just let us know when you decide to make this. And I will make it one day. Yes, I am still with my husband.
Y'all. So this is about to be a real wild video.
Right. I'm about to go on a ride.
So we are going to speak on April Johns, aka Fancy Marcelli.
Does she have another name? Is it Johns?
Francesca Fancy, but the real name's April. She has a lot of mugshots. Well, quite a few. Maybe not a lot, but about 3 or 4.
More than us.
Right. So, definitely gets involved in illegal activities or participates in them, however you want to look at it. But I'm doing this video because I feel like people aren't really seeing things for what they are. And look, y'all could come in my comment section and give me all the hate you want. That's fine. All you're going to do is get muted and can't comment back on this page. Okay, so you're not going to talk crap to me because I am not a criminal.
You're not here for it.
I'm not here for that. But one thing I did see is that she has 2 different link trees. One under Fancy Marcelli, and then one under April Johns. She also has a company called Mad Dog Entertainment, but also the Good Wives Network under Fancy Marcelli, but April Johns is Mad Dog Entertainment. Gypsy Rose recently filed a lawsuit and criminal charges against Fancy Marcelli. They were dropped because it was in the wrong jurisdiction. Now, I do believe that Gypsy will likely file where April Johns lives.
Do you know where she lives? Is she in Louisiana?
Kentucky, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I actually think that this is a lawsuit and charges that she can actually win. So for those of you guys that don't know, she allegedly said she was a producer when she met Christy Blanchard. Now, at that time, you know, they were trying to get a documentary done. And they had some business dealings together. I guess Christy Blanchard gave Fancy a lot of the documents from what happened, like medical records, all of that kind of stuff. And she has kind of weaponized it against Gypsy and her family.
Wait, this is before the Lifetime deal?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Now, I also heard, I don't know if this is true, that I actually think I did see confirmation, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I got to go back and look at the email of Fancy forging Gypsy's signature. Which these are all things that are illegal. But she also does business under this alias, but doesn't put her real name. So it's kind of like, it's a contract, but it's fraud because it's not really her.
And she's not doing business as.
And she's not doing business as. Like, I know you could say, like, I know, like, you could have a business and say, like, I don't know, say Fancy Marcelli doing business as the Good Wives Network, right? Or April Johns and doing business as Fancy Marcelli.
But her real name should be listed.
But her
as
real
an
name
owner
should be
or
listed
something, yeah.
on there. As you have to show ID and all that kind of, all of those types of things. So, honestly, Christy Blanchard didn't do her research, but I also think Christy Blanchard probably didn't know that much about, and she probably didn't think that someone was out there trying to get her, to be honest with you. So I feel like, but they're both kind of cons. So it's like cons conning each other.
You don't notice that whole circle? It's like, oh,
no, it's a type. It's definitely a type. Yeah. It is definitely a type. But anyways, the lawsuit was filed. Here's the documents where we'll show you guys them right here. There's also exhibits of Fancy allegedly selling Gypsy's information that Christy gave her. You cannot sell medical records. She also was selling the crime scene photos. I don't care if you love Fancy or not. That is unethical, right? However you want to look at it, it's unethical. Yes, the Blanchards are not good people.
How do you get any lower?
Yeah, but when you start selling medical records and crime scene photos, it's like, you got to do better. And being that she had this contract with them, but the contract's kind of technically fraud. And then, you know, when the contract was up, supposedly she was supposed to give back this information, and she didn't. And she's been weaponizing it. Do I feel like this is part of Gypsy's karma? Hell yeah, I do. But do I think it's right? No. And I think on all across the board, like, they're both wrong.
But she was also speaking out on the chromosome thing with Gypsy too, right? So she used her own information and then but also her dad spoke on a chromosome disorder back in 2017, I believe, in one of the documentaries. So that was not completely new information. What the chromosome disorder was and how it really affected Gypsy, I feel like that was more so discovered. And that was by Colleen. She's a nurse, so she was able to figure that out and break it down. So I feel like that, you know, is valid, you know what I'm saying, on that aspect of it. But I didn't realize that all of this information came sort of illegally. In the worst way.
In the worst way, yeah. And also, like, forging signatures, allegedly, it speaks volumes. Now, I will say this. Although, like I said in the past, it wasn't in the right jurisdiction, I definitely think that they have a case, and it is a quick case that they can win. When you look at it, you look at the details, the exhibits, the motion that was filed, all of the things there. It is absolutely something that, you know, can be done.
But if you think about it, she did absolutely nothing that they agreed to do. So she's taking the information for a documentary, but she didn't produce anything.
Right,
You know
and we're talking about legally.
Right.
Right,
Because
because
so it's all void.
regardless whether you're dealing with people that are ethical or unethical, you should still stand by your word, right? Like you said this is what you're gonna do, you need to follow through with it and do it. So like that is all kind of questionable, to be honest with you, to begin with. But what I also think is very interesting is that Fancy shows up to court. I don't know if this was before, or I'm guessing it was before court. Fancy and her friend Sarah are basically harassing Gypsy's attorney and his people at the hotel.
This is in Minnesota.
Right. No, Springfield,
No.
Missouri.
Okay, Missouri.
And then alleges that an altercation happened. I don't know if it did or it didn't. So I wasn't there, so I can't say for sure, but my opinion is I don't believe it happened the way they said it happened. And I don't really believe that they were assaulted. The reason why I'm saying that I don't believe it is because Fancy does embellish things, and Sarah does as well. And I've seen a lot of things on her channel that she's fabricated or made up, and without receipts, I don't believe it. But the one receipt that I have seen that has made me believe that this wasn't true was this right here. This is Mike Stanfield's crew, and they were standing over them taking pictures. This right here is harassment. And it's just giving weird. Who does this? Who does this? Like, I would never take pictures of these people knowing that I'm getting ready to go into a courtroom, regardless of whether it's out of the jurisdiction or not. This is harassment. And here they're taking more pictures, standing right over Mike Stanfield. This is harassment. And I'm pretty sure that they didn't ask them to take these pictures. So I'm going to be honest with you. I don't believe so. And I think they were invading their personal space. If you already know or said that you had called and you had Sarah speak to Mike Stanfield and he had kind of an issue over the phone and you hung up, why would you be in a hotel close up on him taking pictures? I think that's inappropriate. I do. And I can't respect that. And I know there's going to be people that don't agree with me, but I'm saying my personal opinion on this. I think that this was wrong, period. And I feel like this was very harassing and inappropriate. And for two grown women at their big age to be doing this it's giving weird. Right. My personal opinion is it didn't. But I also got a screen recorded of Fancy saying she was packing with a pew-pew.
Going to court.
Going to court.
I know, right? With Wyatt.
The curly ones are the best.
Yeah, they are. Well, I like their
Continue on Peach Orchard Road for 2 miles.
I don't know, this is weird. Are you taking me to kill me?
Yeah.
I'm swear, God, I'm armed.
Oh my God. Please tell me you're not packing.
I am.
Oh my Lord.
I have to be.
You just have to watch out for the deer. Help me watch out for the deer while we're not chatting.
In the middle of the nowhere.
There's construction going on, and there's.
I don't laugh. And then they did all that in the hotel with the attorney. What?
Wait, you left out a part. Didn't she ask for donations for the trip?
Oh, yeah. So she got donations to go on this trip. And then gets on live and goes off on the people that donated. What?
So your fan base paid for all that.
She did delete the video. I do have screen recording of it that someone sent me because I was on vacation when this all happened. So I had a chance to review it. It was highly inappropriate. I personally, as a creator, feel like you need to have a certain amount of respect for your followers, and I don't, when people give you something and they ask like what happened to it, I think that you're able to ask that because you donated, right? So I feel like the way she handled her followers, it's sad.
Well, it's guilt because she knows she didn't do nothing good with that money. What's she gonna admit?
I mean, here's the thing. If they donated, you went, I get she had to get there, right? She had to get there. She had to get to court. But I feel like for you to go off, that's my issue. It wasn't that she asked for the donations. Because you know what? If y'all want to donate, that is your prerogative. It is what it is, right? But the way she handled the situation is the issue to me.
Yeah.
I feel like she owes her followers a huge apology.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like she does owe them a huge apology. But her harassing Gypsy's attorney, I just...
Yeah.
That doesn't sit right with me. Because I will say this. That what she did on the internet is very damaging to an attorney.
Yeah.
Right? And you instigated it and then came on the internet and started... I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like when you instigate stuff,
you look guilty.
You looking for smoke.
Yeah.
She was definitely looking for smoke and definitely saying on live the fact that she was packing.
Yeah.
That says a lot,
Yeah.
right? Because first of all, I personally would not have been carrying a pew-pew across state lines because there are different laws.
Yeah.
But
she looked guilty to me. She looked like she
you know what
was
I'm saying,
on
like
a hot mess, She's like the same way Gypsy's harassing the girl Kate. Like they go. You don't notice they all do the same stuff? Just harass people. She knows she's wrong.
You know what? I never really thought about that, but you're right.
Yeah, they all do the same thing.
So, I feel like all of that's kind of crazy. But the fact that there's so much proof of her doing this to Gypsy is crazy. Like I said, I do not like Gypsy, the Blanchards, none of them. In fact, I got a lot of words that I want to say about them people, but I won't. But this is wrong. Period.
This is the worst breach of contract story I've ever heard in my life.
And honestly, I'm kind of surprised that they did not pursue anything a lot sooner because I personally would have. Yeah. I do think that them pursuing it is risky because it opens up a can of worms that, especially when you have a show that's airing, for people to start digging. And when you dig, you're going to find, right? And so they'll find a lot of the stuff with Gypsy isn't what she's trying to say it is. So I think it's risky. If anything, I would have waited until after the show. But I don't know. Like, it's...
You think it was getting out of hand and they just had to...
Well, I think because the information was being spread and larger creators were able to get a hold of it and
she was profiting off of it.
Yeah, I honestly don't think she was profiting that much off of it where it was worth a lawsuit. I think more of it was the amount of information that was being spread. Yeah. That was damaging. Like, Gypsy doesn't want the real truth to come out. Right? So I think that was part of it. But in the grand scheme of things, she's done some really unethical things. And to get on the internet and curse and say F you this,
Yeah.
F you that, and just go off. It's just unhinged. It's unladylike. It shows like a lack of class,
But
honestly.
how would you feel like you go into a deal with somebody and they take your kids' pictures or whatever? Then you find out they're posting it on the internet and making money.
You know
off
what?
of
We
it.
don't really care about how Christy feel though, to be honest with you, because we know she ain't worth a damn either. You know what I'm saying? I really don't care how Christy feel about it. Yeah, because she gave the lady the stuff and didn't do her own research, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the principle of it's illegal.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
But even she had those tiers, like you could buy into tiers to get the information. Like that's some wow.
No, yeah, it is. And I feel like when people show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people are acting like they don't see it.
Yeah.
And then I also hear people saying, oh, well, I don't like when you creators are against each other. It's not even about that. I've always been about what's true and what's right, and what's wrong is what's wrong. And I just feel like this is wrong. Yeah. And just seeing like all this, like this lady got a record.
But Fancy was for you before. She was,
Well, she claimed we were friends. Everything was good. We was never friends. Like I don't know this lady.
In her mind.
Yeah, I don't know this lady. The lady crazy. Like we were never friends. We were never good. Like I thought that was wild. Like when I'm like, wow, like we were good. Like when were we good?
But
like,
in her head.
I'm like, man, you've been blocked since January. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's wild. Yeah, I thought that was
to
weird.
her, you coming over later, so y'all was friends.
Yeah, like, and that's where I said like she embellishes a lot of stuff, because for her to even say that, and then she said that I'm a Blanchard plant. Like, man, I talk cash money about these people every day. Like I'm a Blanchard plant. I don't like them people at all. You know what I'm saying? Like. If something crazy happened to them tomorrow,
yeah,
I'm not gonna say what, but if something crazy happened tomorrow, I would just be like, okay, well, whatever. Like I don't care about them people, at all. Like I don't like them. I think that they're terrible people. I think the only Blanchards that are actually decent people are Rod and Mia. That's it. Like those are only two that I feel like come across genuine.
Yeah.
Like. I know a lot of people have stuff to say about Rod as not being a great dad, but I feel like we don't really know the logistics of it. So I don't really want to say for sure, because we do know that there was a lot of untruths told, right?
Yeah.
So, but from what I have seen from him, he seems genuine. Yeah. So those two seem genuine to me. Yeah. But aside from that, like I think that these people are awful people, right? And beyond awful, right? Because for them to be bullying Kate on the internet, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm gonna be 100 with you. At one point, Fancy was texting back and forth Ken, and she was saying she was gonna show the DA some of the messages between Nick and somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So like, a flip-flopper is that. You know what I'm saying? Someone, you don't just like, I feel like she goes with whatever she feels like is going to make her clout. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because at one point she was totally against him. Now she's like, I know the truth, but you've been had the documents. So now you know the truth, and now you feel like they're bad people, and now you're all about Nick. Like, that's a flip-flopper to me. So while she says I'm a flip-flopper, I have never flipped or flopped. Okay? Baby, what I say is what I say, and I stand 10 toes down on it. So I think that whole thing is just odd.
Yeah. That whole circle be flip-flopping.
Right? So that too. Like, I don't know. Like, y'all have your own opinions. I'm just telling you mine. Yeah. And then she was cool with Toddy. Now she's trying to drag Toddy. I feel like Toddy's been doing her thing, and she's been very graceful, very classy, very nice, and supported her. She even sent her followers over there to donate, which I personally wouldn't have done. But I seen that she did that, and that's because Toddy cared, right? And for Fancy to turn around and talk to her followers like that after she sent her followers over there to donate, and then try to drag Toddy. Like, that all sounds wild to me. You know, at some point, you should have some ethics. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, we in a recession. Times are hard, right? Times are hard to the point people eating cereal for dinner. Okay? Yeah. And so if somebody gives you a dime out of their pocket, it's a dime that they took from their own mouth or their kids' mouths. And like that just is cringy to me. Yeah. And I like I said, I don't really care what y'all got to say. I said what I said, and I feel the way I feel, and I'm not changing it. Yeah. But just all across the board, you know, when you look at her track record, and also I know y'all gonna think this is judgmental, and this might be a little judgmental, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this. At her big age, you don't have a single person that's gonna make sure you good in your personal life. If you need to get to court, that you gotta rely on all these strangers on the internet. Not one single person. That to me says a lot about her as a person, because if you called me right now, was like, I need to go to court in another state, and you know I'm strapped, I would make sure she's good and she'd get to where she needs to get to, just as her friend. Right? Like, so.
Don't she have a husband?
That too. She married too. So I feel like that kind of says a lot. And the fact that she has zero credit, that also says a lot too. Like, you don't have a single credit card. Like, even a secured credit card. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just shows that you have not been financially responsible. But then I'm supposed to donate, and you're going to be financially responsible with these donations. I just feel like there's a lot.
But she got all them companies. Is she a businesswoman?
Yeah. The LinkedIn profiles. I forgot the businesses. You know, like, I feel like it just seems like there's a lot of scamming going on. I don't know, this is alleged. But I feel like, especially knowing that she has arrests for fraud.
Multiple, right?
Multiple. Like, I mean, here's the money shots, child. I'm just saying. I feel like there's a lot going on here, and I feel like people are not really watching who they're supporting, because I feel like when you're supporting someone, they need to be transparent.
Yeah, know the full story. Know what you're supporting.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is not that. And, you know, I agree with Toddy. Like, it's wrong. This whole thing's wrong. And I don't know,
but even her face in the mugshot.
Oh, I mean, she's well, when you hear her go off, listen, I would never get on the internet and go off on someone like that. Like, it's just zero class.
Like, they didn't steal nothing from her. They didn't,
like, I mean,
sleep with a husband.
Did someone forget to put your meds in your applesauce? Yeah. Like, what happened, baby? Yeah. Cause calm down. Take it from here to here.
Cause somebody just asked her a question, right?
Yeah, like it's just, I don't know. It's giving very much ghetto. It's giving ghetto.
It's too much. Yeah.
And I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Do you think it's a little acting out now because of this court thing going on?
Well, I think she feel like she big bank because she could. It was dismissed, and she was saying the judge looked at it and said this was crazy. Yeah. And I will tell you this: no judge is going to look at the information when it's not in his jurisdiction. Judges do not waste time. No. They barely look at the information when it's presented to them when they have to make a decision. Yep. So you mean to tell me the judge went through the paperwork and was like, oh, this is all crap? No. It was dismissed because it was out of its jurisdiction. Stop blowing smoke up everybody's behind. Because, baby, we was born at night, but it wasn't last night.
She feeling good about herself.
Yeah. Like, it literally dismissed because of technicality.
It's not a case closed.
No, it's not. And that's something that needs to be clear.
She getting happy off a technicality, honey.
But she did say she knows it's not over because she did some unethical things.
Very.
And she kind of admitted it on a live one night. And I was just like, God. So the thing is, and then also, when I went into the live to defend myself, she was like, I'm going to block you like you blocked me. I'm blocking you back. Okay, honey. I just said, she was like, they're going to come after you next. I said, well, I got a lawyer. Because they're not just coming after creators. That's not what this is about. It's the fact that she had a contract that she signed fraudulently.
Yeah.
She forged signatures. She sold personal information. It is so much deeper than just that.
Yeah.
And that's where it's not freedom of speech. And the fact that she's continuously gaslighting people and saying it's freedom of speech, that is not what this is about.
Yep. It's fraud.
Right? That is not what this is about.
Breach of contract.
And then I do know Christy was trying to sue her for defamation, saying that she was basically doing drugs, like that she took the Didi's meds at the house and was getting high on it. I don't personally believe that, to be honest with you. I don't think Christy was doing that. And also, I'm sure that stuff was taken out at the crime scene, right? And even though they said like before they got there, that's what happened. I just don't believe Christy did that. I might be wrong. That I might be willing to say I'm wrong if I'm wrong, but I personally don't think that that's what happened.
Yeah.
But that was what she was suing for, too, defamation of that, saying. Now I think Christy may do some stuff, and I don't know that. I'm just saying, just based off of like her actions, I could see that.
Yeah.
But I don't think she did that.
Right.
Stuff.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not saying she don't do nothing. I
do a
think
whole lot of
maybe
stuff.
she might. She
Yeah.
might. You know what I'm saying? Like,
She just didn't do that.
right. So there's like other things too that was in there.
Yeah.
It's just it's a lot.
Messy.
Yeah, it's messy. But like I said, when you lay in the bed with dogs, you catch fleas. So you know what I'm saying? Like, you know the folks wasn't ethical.
They all do the same stuff though.
Yeah.
Every last one of them.
Literally. And when they can't get you, then they make up stories.
Yeah.
Just like I'm a Blanchard plant.
Yeah.
Or just like I am lying and I said she was racist. I never said the lady was racist. But all of a sudden, she's playing. Yep. I'm telling you, like, I just literally was like, I had to watch my video back because I was like, I never said she was racist.
But it's funny that she's coming at you for things like she did a whole bunch of stuff. Like, this is her court case.
Yeah.
But she coming at you, making up stuff that you said about, like, you have nothing to do.
Right,
with the
but project
madness.
on me. Yeah, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just seen it. I reported on it.
You ain't
I was
stealing
not the
people
first
information.
person. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, child.
So
I'm
what's
just
she
saying.
trying to say? You doing so much worse than she is? You ain't packing and going
Child,
to court.
I'm just recording content. You know what I'm saying, child? That's all I'm doing. That's all.
People are crazy. What? Child, I don't know, but she got a husband though. She got a husband. That's all I can hear. She got a husband.
I'm gonna mind my business on that part because I don't know that man. I do not know that man. So I'm not gonna say nothing about him. I did hear him say in a live, she got herself in this situation. So I think the man's a little bit sensible. Okay. I'll say that. I think the man's a little bit sensible because I heard him say that. And I said, wow.
Good.
She said, I ruined her anniversary because I talked about the lawsuit on the internet without reaching out to her. Because she keep telling people we friends. I'm like, I don't know what friend I have that I blocked. I really don't know. You gotta tell, like, if you're a friend
that is a personal friend of mine and I blocked you, say I. Okay? Because I don't block my friends. And if you're blocked, that means you're not my friend. I'm being clear. I'm telling you that right now.
I told you up here, you coming over.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Like the whole story, wild. You know, I was like, wow, where we were?
She literally can't believe you did this to her.
Crazy. But y'all, that's it for the week. We gonna make sure we post all the screenshots, all the videos, all of that. Y'all will be able to see everything.
Yes.
But I just felt like I needed to bring this to you guys because I felt like this was too much. I've been watching lives and seeing her trash talk me. I'm like, this is too much. This lady's really ain't right in the head.
Girl.
You know what I'm saying? And what I'm not gonna do is argue with somebody that I know is crazy. That's like me going to a mental health hospital, seeing somebody in a padded room, and I'm arguing with them. It just don't make sense, right? It doesn't.
Well, you just be in there too.
Yeah, you know what I'm
go
saying?
on.
Like I'm not going into the padded room with you. You're not finna get me in here.
No.
Okay.
No, you do that by yourself. You go on.
My therapist would not be happy about that. Okay. So that's what I'm not gonna do.
Hey, girl.
So we got to make that clear. But I just wanted to talk to y'all about this because this was a little wild to me.
Yes,
and I was like, and then I see how she doing Toddy One Skip. I was like, baby, she nice. She been really nice.
Yeah.
Because I would have aired you out just a little bit more.
Yeah.
But, you know, she was transparent with her followers. She said, you know, I'm sorry that she treated you like that. I respect that. Someone that could even, you know, take that apology for sending you over there, is huge.
But wait, that video I saw today, they commented how they go after the little content creators. They don't go after the big ones.
Oh yeah.
They target the little ones.
Yeah. And but you know what? What they do is the same thing. They try to discredit you.
Yeah.
But
say you crazy.
I don't have fraud charges. So if anybody's discredited, it's the person that committed fraud. I would think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. But that's what I would think. Yeah. So like only a crazy person would believe it. Like.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm just telling y'all. See.
Yeah. That's what's going on.
This is all alleged.
We got the screenshots, but
it's alleged. But we got the screenshots. We'll show you the screenshots, y'all. Yes. You make up your own mind, okay?
Yes.
But that's that. We just had to let y'all know because this has been a wild week.
Yes.
2 weeks. We back, y'all.
And there is more to come. We thought we'd take a little break, you know, and decompress a little bit, you know.
Ciao.
Come back.
Well, we'll see y'all. Bye.